sticking with the business aspect here, one of the big challenges in California has been the handling of money because of the issues with the federal government. Banks don't want to be involved. And so the growers and the dispensary people end up with scads of money that they have to, of cash that they have to deal with.
Scads. How much is a scad? Is that like, how big is that?
It's pretty big. I don't
Okay,
know.
just making sure.
Yeah.
Heaps.
Yeah. I think of like heaps. It's a lot of little piles that add up to a whole bunch.
Okay.
And so does your software program, the fact that it's online and all, does it somehow get around the banking limitations?
No, not at all. I mean,
You don't take credit cards, for example, over the...
No.
No.
A lot of it is cash on delivery. On our point of sale software, where we work with licensed brick and mortar dispensaries, a lot of them are still in cash, or they have an ATM in the store, or some have like a debit card provider that helps them. But credit cards are really kind of non-existent. The Visa and MasterCard rails on where you would do that processing is pretty much off limits until there's some federal legalization.
Yeah. Do you think that's ever going to come along?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I do.
You're very optimistic.
I wouldn't be in this if I didn't think that we're going to get there. It makes a lot of sense. We are a country with a lot of issues that I believe cannabis can help with. If you look at the data that's out there, just off the top of my head in Colorado or some of the other licensed states, you have tax revenue that they never had before that are coming in. You're having a decrease in opioid overdoses, which contributes to less burden on the resources that go to treat that. You're seeing incarceration rates go down, so people aren't going to jail for it, which further alleviates some of the resources. And you have trends around mental wellness and less drinking and all these things that are helping people cope and move forward with their life. So yeah, it's right now we're state by state, but if you look at kind of how the rest of the country has dealt with other issues around civil rights, gay marriage, women's rights, it was a state by state piece until we reached some sort of critical mass, and then it went federally legal.
Yeah. Well, right now the federal government that we have is, they're pretty activist in some ways, and in ways that many of us would say looks both harsh and repressive. And they have come in and closed down dispensaries before. Right now we've got the National Guard on the border to keep the Mexicans on the other side. What's going to prevent them from now sending the National Guard to close down dispensaries statewide? I mean, that wouldn't shock me if that were to happen. I wouldn't like it, but it wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, I think that it just really depends on the state and the local municipality on how robust their laws are. On the medical side, you have the Rohrabacher-Farr Amendment, which protects the state from having federal intervention, mainly because it prohibits the federal government to use resources against states that have some sort of legalized medical framework. I think that if the feds were to come in, it would be a tough battle because the state has created a pretty robust framework of laws that these operators are operating in. If they were to come in, they'd probably go after people that don't have a license, that aren't following the rules versus the people that are.